My name is Raya. I was born in Prague. I am a Jew, and I survived Terezin.
Zuzana Vintorova, 11 years old, perished at Auschwitz, October 4th, 1944. Gabriela Friova, 10 years old, perished at Auschwitz, May 18th, 1944. František Boytsan, 14 years old, perished at Auschwitz, December 15th, 1943. Eva Bulova, 15 years old, perished at Auschwitz, October 4th, 1944. Liana Franklova, 13 years old, perished at Auschwitz, October 19th, 1944. Alfred Wiskow, 16 years old, perished at Auschwitz, December 18th, 1944. Hansa Kosik, 16 and a half years old, perished at Auschwitz, January 21st, 1945.
My name is Raya. I was born in Prague. Father, mother, Pavel, Urka, Irina, Hansa, they are all gone. And I am alone. But that is not important. Only one thing is important. That I am a Jew and that I survived. Terezin was a fortress built by Emperor Joseph II of Austria for his mother, Maria Theresa. About 60 kilometers from Prague, it slept quietly in its green valley under blue skies until...
March 5th, 1939, German Wehrmacht enters Prague. December 1st, 1939, Jewish children excluded from state elementary schools. June 14th, 1940, Auschwitz concentration camp set up. September 27th, 1941, Reinhard Heydrich orders mass deportation of Jews and establishes Terezin as a Jewish ghetto. October 16th, 1941, first transports leave Prague for Terezin. Among them were children.
Irina Sinkova, Itrenka.
Here, in the back. Have the children arrived?
Yes, nearly 400, more than the earlier transport. Come along, we'll go with the others.
Later, when the workers return and the older children, we'll find places for them in the barracks. Each one must have a place.
And tomorrow, when the other trainload arrives,
we'll find places for them in the barracks. And here in the school, they must start living again. School, yes, you will go to school again. But go along now with Ranka to the bathhouse. And then supper, I promise.
Come.
You must go along now to the bathhouse, dear. They told Papa come along now to the bathhouse. You must take a shower so that we don't get any sickness in the camp. They told him to put his clothes in the yard, on the ground in front of him. They told him to put his shoes next to his clothes so that he could find them again. But they took him to the gas. He never got his shoes. Don't be afraid. This is a real bathhouse. You can have soap and take a shower. They took him to the bathhouse. He never got his shoes. That was Auschwitz. Here, you are with friends. What is your name? I am Irina Sinkova. I'm a teacher here in Terezin. You'll come to school with us, won't you? You are from Prague? I want to talk to Prague. It's a beautiful city. When I first came to Prague, I was about your age. I remember how frightened I was. But after I made some friends, I was happy to live there. Now you are not alone, and you must not be afraid either. Now that you know my name, you must tell me yours. How can we be friends? I won't know what to call you.
My number is tattooed here.
Raya Iglandarova. Come, Raya Iglandarova. Let me tell you about our school. There's so much to do here at school. You'll be coming here tomorrow, perhaps. There are many children here. We have few books, but we have many songs. Each day, if you wish, you may paint and draw. Here, see? Each of the children has drawn a spring picture. Would you like to paint? I'll find some paper for you. Then tomorrow you may begin. See, we save all the paper we can find. Forms, wrapping paper, and some of the children brought their own. And when there's enough, the children draw and paint. Would you like to choose a piece of your own, Raya?
My name is Raya. Slowly, I began to heal. I and hundreds of children who passed through Irina Sinkova's classroom. It was months before I could say anything, but my name is Raya. I said it over and over to hear the sound of my own voice. Perhaps just to make sure I still knew my name. Raya. It was an achievement for me. Irina knew it. She gave me paper and paint, and I wrote my name in stiff, crippled characters. Raya. 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 It helped me to be sure that I was still alive. One day, I suddenly wrote another name, Irina. Then I knew I was healed. I could paint and draw and speak again. I could tell Irina the things I was remembering. I was no longer afraid to remember.
Raya, cover the bread and close the door to the kitchen. The candles will go out.
Papa's coming up the street, and Aunt Vera's with him. I can see them from the back window.
Raya, you must not open the back shutters. I've told you that. Do you hear?
She'll get us all in trouble.
She will be careful. Raya, come. It's time to light the Sabbath.
Without Papa, he's coming.
Then he will be here. Come away from the window. Now! Papa, at last.
All right, Mama, all right. I'm late, but...
I saw you from the window, so you weren't really late, Papa.
Of course not. As long as I am in sight, I am not late. Besides, I was delayed by your Aunt Vera.
I knew I would be blamed for it all. It's true this time, Anna. I kept him waiting. You'll understand. Of course you would protect him.
Now, Anna, I'm here.
Pavel, come away from the window! You must keep the shutters closed! You know that!
Nazis! So close you can see the damn swastikas on the wings!
Pavel, the Sabbath!
Sabbath Eve! And the Nazis about to join us!
Pavel, if we are not careful, they're gone now.
Be careful. We must all be careful. Tonight, the planes. Tomorrow, tanks.
Tomorrow? Joseph, what do you mean?
Mama, Pavel, all of you. Mama, today I lost my place.
Joseph, it can't be true!
We all knew it had to come.
But you were promised!
Promises. What do they mean? I must report to work at Lina. They are building a station.
But Papa, you're not a carpenter. You're a teacher.
Hush, Raya. Let your father explain.
I must learn manual labor. Imagine all of us at the school, all of us.
Building a station.
Today they came to the school. We were given 1 hour to clear away books, papers, everything. 1 hour after all those years.
And the school? Anna, wait. There is more.
Mama, it may be that we will have to move again. It may be that we must do so. The landlord is German and we are Jews.
Pavel, try to have patience.
We are Jews. They are relocating the boundaries, 12 blocks on either side, and we must all move into the area of the old ghetto.
So, once again...
But Papa, they promised.
How soon?
Tomorrow.
By sundown. Sabbath sundown, Anna.
They give us a Sabbath to get ready. It saves a working day. What did you tell him, Papa?
What should I have told him? Some say it is the last order.
Someone always says this will be the last order. But every month, the ghetto grows smaller.
What should I tell him? What does a Jew tell his German landlord?
I can't expect this to...
And Vera?
The women, too. They were released to work out in the streets.
All unmarried women must report to work in the streets. With the men.
Urka, too. Mama, you must give up the school. Jews are no longer allowed to teach.
Urka, where is she?
They were turned out in the streets with the rest.
But we thought the council was going to appeal. Why does the council sit? What if the whole Nazi army walks in?
There have been meetings.
Talk.
There are considerations. So you will attack, shout slogans, you and your friends. Be brave.
Better than hiding behind our perp shawls.
How will you go too far?
At least shouting lets the Nazis know we're alive.
You go too far. Too far. You think we don't know last night your joke at the regional theater?
The regional theater? Pavel, you know Jews are not allowed to.
A little joke on the guards. What do you know? So we stoned out the lights in the street and attacked them from ambush near the theater arcade. They never knew what happened to them.
A joke. Not so amusing this morning. Hannes was taken. His number called before the rest.
Why honest?
Joseph, you are not telling us all.
A guard knows one of the council. He said he recognized his son among the pranksters.
But Hannes wasn't there. He didn't even know about it.
Pavel, it could have been you. And Papa...
A guard said he recognized him. There is no quarreling with the Nazi guard.
And the rest of the council? Did they intervene? No one protested?
Hannes is on the train now.
Without a word. What cowards!
Pavel?
No wonder the star's yellow!
You go too far. Too far!
Papa, I'm sorry,
But you do not understand! You cannot!
I understand! I have this to remind me!
What is this talk? The star cannot destroy us, but I will tell you what can. Anna, please, the boy doesn't know what he's saying. I will tell you what can kill us. To starve, no white bread, eggs, meat, cheese, fish, poultry, fruit, jam. Anna, please, none of it. For a Jew, this will destroy us. To be denied the necessities of life.
I know, Mom.
And for your father, no tobacco, cigars, no cigarettes, no beer. All the little pleasures taken away.
I know that, Mama.
And the big ones too. The school, the synagogue. This will destroy us.
Mama, for God's sake!
No! I am not yet finished with being a Jew. This means for all of us, separation, and the fear of separation. Planes today, days tomorrow, and always the guards, the Nazis. You and your foolish bravado! We may all be lost. All lost.
I know, Mom. I see what's going on. But to just endure it seems so...
Weak? To you, it's weak, but think. The Nazis want us to work for them. If we must work, we must eat. There's that chance for life.
I don't call this living?
But while we live, we stay together, and perhaps later...
Yes, if they bid us work, then we will eat. And we may together survive this war. It cannot last much longer.
All right, Papa.
All right? All right. So, no more jokes and no more shouting at Nazi guards. In a few months, we will be back in our flat. Huber has promised to keep the furniture for us. He does not wish us harm. It will be here when we come back.
Yes, Papa.
And you and Urka will be married, as planned. You will see. I promise.
Promises.
You will see. Come now, Mama. The lights.
Blessed art thou, our Lord and God, King of the universe, who was hauled us by.
The tanks and guards, they're in the street.
His commandments, and commanded us to...
They're starting to cordon off the street.
They'll be here soon.
to kindle the Sabbath lights.
The first transports for Terezin left Prague the next day. We waited our turn and hoped. Families moved in together. We moved in with Urka's family, and then we moved again. Each week, another decree shrank our ghetto and our lives. Our friends lined the street and watched us leave. 5,000 Jews. Erica Schlager called to me.
Raya, where are you going? Come with me to the cinema.
I can't, Erica. We have to go to the municipal building.
But why?
I don't know.
Didn't they say why?
They say we have to go. I ran ahead to join my mother. That was the day we left home.
Jews! Achtung! Step quickly! Men, left! Women and children, right! Keep moving! Schnell! Schnell!
Don't be afraid. We're only going on the train. Where's Father? What happened to Father? You'll see him again at the camp. Quiet now. We must wait.
It's been so long. I'm thirsty.
I'm hungry. Please, is there bread? Wait, just a little while, and we'll have plenty of food. When will we be there? Will Father be there? Hey. Where are we going now? What are they doing in the room there? We'll see. We must wait our turn. Are we going to work? They told us that we would work together.
They told me to remember this number. Always.
Yes, you must remember. At roll call, they will ask for your number. You must remember. And answer promptly. They laughed and told us we were marked like pigs. They said it will never go away. Right now, don't be afraid. Remember, you are not alone. Whatever you see or hear, whatever is done, we are together. And then you will not be afraid. Come, sit close together.
I was one of them. The children of Terezin. One who saw everything. The barbed wire, the rats, the lice. One who knew hunger, dirt, and smells. One who heard trains arrive and leave, screaming sirens and the tread of heavy feet in the dark. I sat in Irina Sinkova's classroom to write and paint the story of those days. I never saw another butterfly. The last, the very last, so brightly, richly dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears sing against a white stone. Such a yellow is carried lightly, way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because It wished to kiss the world goodbye. For 7 weeks I've lived in here, penned up inside this ghetto, but I have found my people here. The dandelions call to me, and the white chestnut candles in the court. Only, I never saw another butterfly. That butterfly was the last one. Butterflies don't live here in the ghetto.
It is weeks since I came to this ghetto. I did not know that such a thing could happen to me. When I go home, I'm gonna eat only white bread.
When I go home, I'm going to make my bed every day, clean.
When I go home, I'm gonna drink hot chocolate in the winter. Lots of it. When I go home, I'm gonna have pretty white curtains. Rugs too.
I'm gonna play ball in the courtyard when I go home and shout if I want to.
I'm going to sit very quiet and read storybooks as long as I want to when I go home. All night, maybe.
I'm gonna play the piano when I go home, and everyone will sing, and no one will care how noisy we are.
When I go home, I've lived here in the ghetto more than a year. In Terezin, in the Black Town now. And when I remember my old home so dear, I can love it more than I did, somehow. Ah, home. Home. Why did they ever tear me away? Here the weak die, easy as a feather, and when they die forever. I'd like to go back home again. It makes me think of sweet spring flowers. Before, when I used to live at home, it never seemed so dear and fair.
Everything here is so strange. Different from anywhere else in the world.
People walk on the street, and not just on the sidewalk, but there are so many of us here that we wouldn't fit on the sidewalk. Cars do not drive here, though so nothing can run over us.
We sleep in bunks, and everywhere lots of people are packed in.
Mothers and fathers don't live together, and children live away from them in homes, or whatever you call it. When you hear the word home, you imagine something quite nice. Well, here it's all quite different.
The buildings now are fuller, bodies smelling close to body. The garrets scream with light for long, long hours.
This evening I walked along the street of death. On a wagon, they were taking the dead away.
I haven't seen my mother for so long. I don't even know if she has arrived. Irina says that somewhere she is looking for me. If I stay here and keep well, she will find me. I wonder where she is. And Father and Grandpa, he told me to wait at the station, but they wouldn't let me. I think maybe he never came at all.
I have never been away from home before. Not even over the holidays. Because I have no aunt or uncle to visit in the country. So this is my first trip away from my parents. So strange. I've learned here to appreciate the ordinary things that if we had them when we were still free, we didn't notice them at all. Like riding a bus or train or walking freely along the road to the waterside. Or to go buy ice cream. Such an ordinary thing is out of our reach.
In Terezin, in the so-called park, a queer old granddad sits, somewhere in the so-called park. He wears a beard down to his lap and on his head a little cap. Hard crusts he crumbles in his gums. He's only got one single tooth. Instead of soft rolls, lentil soup. Poor old graybeard.
May I call you grandfather? You have no little girl and I have no grandpa.
Tuesday, March 16th, 1943. I went to see my uncle in the Sudeten barracks. There, I saw them throw potato peelings, and people threw themselves on the little piles and fought for them.
Tuesday, April 6th, 1943. Tomorrow the SS men are coming and no children can go on the street. Daddy won't know this, but I'll die of hunger by evening. Wednesday, April 7th, 1943. I missed Daddy yesterday, but I did not cry. The other children could not see their parents either.
We aren't allowed to go out of the barracks. We can't go out in the streets without a pass, and children don't get a pass. They say this can last weeks or even months, like a bird in a cage.
Last night, I had a beautiful dream. I was home. I saw our flat and our street. Now, I'm disappointed and out of sorts because I woke in the bunk instead of my own bed. This isn't a home anymore. It's a hospital. Everyone avoids us. Half the children are sick in bed. The number of the sick goes up every day. Rooms full of patients, and the doctor does not know what to do.
Typhoid raged through Terrazine. The hospitals and infirmaries were crowded. They cleared out a whole house and made a typhoid ward of it. Everywhere you see the sign, uptown, typhus, at every water faucet and pump. Don't forget to wash your hands. But anyway, the water hardly ever runs.
I caught 6 fleas and 3 bedbugs today. Isn't that a fine hunt? I don't need a gun, and right away I have supper. A rat slept in my shoe. Walter, our hustle tester, killed it. Now I'm going to pitch a tent for the night with Eva.
It's terrible here now. There's a great deal of tension among the older children. They are sending transports to the new ghetto, into the unknown. And 1,500 children will arrive tonight. They are from Poland. We're making toys, little bags and nets for them.
They came yesterday. No one was allowed near them, but we managed to get some news from the barracks. None of the children can speak Czech. We don't even know if they're Jewish children or Polish or what. You can see them below from the fortress wall. And in the morning, they went to the reception center.
They look awful. You can't guess how old they are. They all have old faces and tiny bodies. They're all bare-legged and only a very few of them have shoes. They returned from the reception center with their heads shaved. They have lice. They all have such frightened eyes.
The poor thing stands there vainly. Vainly, he strains his voice. Perhaps he'll die. Then can you say how beautiful is the world today?
We got used to standing in line at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 12 noon, and again at 7 o'clock in the evening. We stood in a long line with a plate in our hand, and they gave us little warmed up water with a saltier coffee flavor. Or they gave us a few potatoes. We got used to sleeping without a bed, to saluting every uniform, not walking on the sidewalks, and then again to walking on the sidewalks. We got used to undeserved slaps, blows, and executions. We got used to seeing people die in their own excrement, to seeing piles of coffins full of corpses, and to seeing the sick amidst dirt and filth, and to seeing the helpless doctors. We got used to it that, from time to time, 1,000 unhappy souls would come here. And that from time to time, another 1,000 unhappy souls would go away.
Sunday, September 5th, 1943. This was the day, but it's all over now. They're already in the train. From our room, Kalba, Helena, Olila, and Papink are going.
Everyone gave Olila something. She is such a poor thing. At 6 this evening, they reported for transport, each one somewhere else. The party was hard.
Monday, September 6th, 1943. I got up at 6 to see Stenka. When I came up to the barracks, the last people were just going through the back gate. Everything was boarded up all around so no one could get to them, and so they could not run away. I jumped over, ran up to the last people going through the gates. I saw the train pulling away, and in one of the cars, Stenka was riding. Where'd Stenka go?
Transport.
To the east.
Why? To work, resettlement, to
Auschwitz.
Auschwitz.
She will not come back. Ye told us. And he knows. You die if you go to Auschwitz.
Right.
It's true. I know. You die, and the ovens, and the chimneys, when you die, you burn to ashes.
We do not know this is true.
I know. And you know too. And you think because we are children that we do not know?
What have you heard? Where?
Yidi told us. He came from Warsaw. You die if you go to Auschwitz. And no one returns. Every day the trains go, and no one returns. Yidi was there. He escaped. He told us. How is it that you do not know?
I've heard the same talk. We all have. It can't be true. Think, Ryan. Such things can't be true.
But it is. He told us. We are going to die.
Raya, wait. You were only afraid. Wait.
Irina, I want to go home. I hate this place and everything.
Everything?
Yes. What's the use of anything if we are going to die? Senka, last night we shared our bread and sang together, and now she's gone.
I know.
And Ava and Miriam and Mariana and Gabriela and Susanna.
I know.
We promised we'd keep together. That next year in Prague, we'd go to school together. And now there's nothing left.
They were your friends. You loved them. Do not forget how you were together in this very room. The pictures, the poems, Ava, Susanna, Gabriella, the pictures, see?
No! They will burn them too!
Ryan, listen to me. You are no longer a child. This minute, you are no longer a child. And so I tell you, I have a child. She is 9 years old. She was torn from my arms and thrown from the train by an angered guard. I tried to throw myself after her, but I was dragged back into the car. I wanted to die until I came to Terrace to find thousands of children waiting for me. And then I knew I must not die. Do you understand? You are no longer a child. And so I tell you, I have a child. And she lives whenever I comfort another child or dry her tears.
Fear. This is half the story of Terezin. Its beginning, but not its end. I was a child there. I knew that word. I became a woman there because I learned another word. From Urka and Pavel, from father and mother, from Arenas and Kova. I learned the word courage and found the determination to live, to believe in life.
I believe in life. And Pavel. Pavel, I am coming with you. I settled everything myself, and I have a number in your transport.
Your mother and father need you. Go back to the barracks.
Pavel, you are closer to me than parents. I must come with you.
Rabbi, we won. Could you marry us, Rabbi?
I can. Have you a wedding ring?
Yes.
How much time?
An hour at most.
That will be enough. Tell me your Hebrew names. We must call your parents and some friends. beloved, today we read 3 words, the meaning of which we have never understood as well as today. They are lek, red, violeta. Go, lower yourself, and you will rise. We too have sunk very low, but have risen very high, because we did not let our sad fate overwhelm us. We have not given up hope that right would finally be victorious over injustice, friendship over hostility, love over hate, peace over war. If these terrible times had not come, you 2 young people might not have met and loved and decided to share your lives together. So you may say, good may arise out of evil. Happy those who live in your house and praise you all day long. Happy the pilgrims inspired by you with courage to make the journey. As they walk through the valley of sorrow, they make it a place of springs. Yahweh, Sabbath, hear my prayer. Listen, God of Jacob. God our shield, now look on us and be kind to your anointed. For God is battlement and shield, conferring grace and glory. Adonai withholds nothing good for those who walk without blame. As they walk through the valley of sorrow, they make it a place of springs. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has created the fruit of the vine.
Thou art consecrated to me, with this ring, as my wife, according to the faith of Moses and Israel.
May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord show you favor and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn in loving kindness to you and grant you peace. Amen.
One by one, the transports came. Mother, Father, Aunt Vera, they win. Pavel and Urka, they win. Everyone I knew and loved in Prague. There was no one who could remember me before I had come here as a child of 12. There were many left standing at the train as the transport started up. The cars crowded, boarded, sealed. And then we turned and found each other.
Yeah. They said they wouldn't take him. He was a plumber, an electrician. So clever. They said they wouldn't take him.
Everyone goes. Yiri, was he your friend?
He was my brother.
You're Hansa Kosak. I heard about you. My name's Raya Ilandorova. My brother, Pavel and Urka.
I know. They just got married. And now, what's the good of that?
They're still together.
What's the good of that?
Together they'll not be afraid, that's the good.
You are afraid.
What if I am? You're laughing at me. You think I'm a coward.
I'm laughing at you because you're a girl and don't know the first thing about anything.
Well, it's all easy for you. I've heard how you get by the guards. It's all easy for a boy.
Maybe. My father was beaten and left for dead before my eyes. I saw it. I couldn't move. I was so afraid. understood it. So my father died and told me, "You're a good boy, Hansa. You are afraid, but you're not a coward."
I'm sorry. Well, it's late. I should go.
Where are you going?
Number 25. Where do you live?
House number 2. On the other side, near the wall.
There are 30 girls in our group, most of us from Prague. Irina, she's in charge of the whole compound. She lives with us.
We live alone. We elect our own leaders and have meetings, secret ones.
Don't you have one of the older men there?
What for? We're old enough. We all work in the fields.
So do we. Some of us. I do. I'm old enough.
We take care of everything ourselves. I'm the leader. I was elected, so I'm in charge.
Don't you go to school? At night, after work?
We do. Sometimes. Sometimes we have meetings, the leaders from the boys' homes, and we talk and plan.
What?
Oh, like someone gets an idea about something and we talk about it. Or someone does something we don't like and we tell them to quit it. Or else! A lot of things. We're working on something right now.
For the boys' home?
Well, not just for the boys. We're gonna have a newspaper and report the news in camp.
Have you got a printing press?
No, we don't need that. It's not that kind of a paper. We make copies of the news and hang them around in the barracks.
Will you put one in the girls' home?
I suppose we could. I never thought about it.
I copy it over. I could do that.
I'd have to talk about it with the rest. I suppose it's a good idea. Well, I guess I've got to go now. We're going to have a meeting about the paper. You can come if you want to.
And so, Videm was born, and lived for 3 years, and helped us live. We waited to read the copy posted in the barracks, and later when, for safety, it was read aloud, no one was missing. It was an invisible line of communication between the houses, so that even across the dark yards and the crowded barracks, the youth of Tirasene grew up together.
Aya?
Yes, I can only stay a few minutes. Is this week's Videm ready?
Here it is.
I'll take it and get started.
Wait! I was thinking, we talked about it at the meeting. We could run some of the papers from the girls' house when there's room.
Good! Irina will be glad of that. She said it might happen.
There won't be room for too many.
I'll tell her. I'll see ya.
Wait! I saw you in the field today. Of course, I couldn't say anything.
I know. I saw you across the road.
Maybe we could plan a way to meet there. In case there are any messages or anything.
It wouldn't be safe. The guards are everywhere.
We meet here at night.
The guards think we're inside the barracks.
I'm not afraid. Are you?
No. Yes, I guess I am. They beat you.
It wouldn't be the first time. I always get back up again.
Someday.
Someday, maybe I won't, I suppose. What difference does it make?
Don't talk like that. I'll go if you do.
Wait. I'm only teasing.
They would be lonesome without you. I mean, the boys and the paper need you. Irina says you're the only one she can trust to bury the drawings and the poems.
Others would do that.
It would be hard. I mean, these months we've been good friends. I'd miss you too.
I meant to say that first.
I know. Good night.
Good night. Ryan.
Yes?
I have some flowers for you.
Hansa, if you get caught...
You know the square in front of the tower?
The prisoners aren't allowed there.
I know, but they can't stop us from looking at it. Look, from here. See the flowers in the corner? And the butterflies?
I see them.
Well, I'm giving them to you. And every time you pass,
I'll say, they're mine. Hansa gave them to me. All the flowers and all the butterflies. Thank you, oh thank you. Hansa, Irina gave me a book of poetry. I left it for you at the edge of the field, near the shed. I want you to read one special poem.
I found it and read it and left one for you. Look for it. Right. Look.
What is it?
Open it carefully. It's very expensive.
It must be, since you crawled through the barracks to bring it. Why didn't you leave it in the shed?
Can't be left. Not around here.
Hansa, you're wonderful, and I haven't. But where did you get it?
I liberated it.
Liberated it? Hansa?
Actually, I took it.
Stole it? No wonder it tastes so good. You're so brave.
I won't be here for a few days.
Why, where are you going?
Don't take any chances coming to meet me, Anne.
Hansa, what is it?
Nothing. A special detail to build something outside of fortifications. They're picking the strongest. I'll be chosen.
But what if something happens?
There'll be a chance for extra food. Maybe another...
I don't care about that. Hansa, I'm afraid.
Don't worry. They want the job done. It's some kind of walled courtyard. Nothing much can happen. Well, I have to go.
Goodbye, then. Goodbye. I'll be waiting. Waiting. Please come back. Raya, it's all right. A message came through. What is it? Tell me. Tell me.
The boys are back. All of them.
I've been holding my breath for 2 days. Waiting. I couldn't think of anything but Hansa.
What would you have done if he had not come back? If weeks and months had passed?
Waited and held my breath for tomorrow, then waited again.
Waiting days are long days, Raya. You would learn to stop thinking of tomorrow and focus on keeping alive today. That's the secret of waiting. Remember that. To keep alive today.
Part of me would always be waiting.
Then you would learn to do what we all do to make waiting bearable.
I don't know how. I'm afraid.
Afraid of tomorrow? Then think of today now. Can you live until tonight?
Yes.
And tomorrow morning, do you think you can live till noon?
Yes.
And at noon, in the heat and the hunger, the stench and the weariness, can you live until night?
Yes.
Then you will survive. Each day you find some reason.
As you have done.
Yes. Somehow, one of us is sure to survive. One of us must teach the children how to sing again, to write on paper with a pencil, to do sums, and draw pictures. So we survive each today.
The singing, the reading, the learning, the poetry, and the drawings. This was a part of our survival. In spite of the SS guards and the orders against teaching, Irina kept school in the children's barracks. An older boy was always on guard, and at sight of the SS men, he whistled, and teaching turned into children's games. Games were permitted, but learning was a crime for Jews. We had books. Each of us had brought at least one book with them. Professional musicians, actors, and singers brought their repertoire with them. Irina brought Ludwig, the children's opera, with her, and she did it with the children. In Terezin, Ludwig was one of the things one had to see. Thousands heard its melodies. Hundreds of children experienced in the rehearsals and performances the strongest impressions of their short lives. The story was an old one. The legend of the birds of Cheatham. And the villain, Ludwig the carpenter, who hated them because of their song. He built boxes and cages for the birds and trapped them one by one until Cheatham lay sad and silent, without song. But Pepasek, the smallest child in the village, gathered the children together and marched, singing into the woods, freeing the birds and routing the wicked Ludwig. The lesson? Alone, we are helpless. Together, we are not afraid of Ludwig or of anyone. Ludwig, with the rehearsals, the performances, was our hope. We could not let it die. The transports carried away children to die. New children took the empty places, but Ludwig stayed, and the children found strength and courage in playing their parts in it. You can try it anywhere in the world. Just hum a motif from our opera, and you will find them. They are sure to come. The few who remember Terezin.
Eva Heska, 14 years old, perished at Auschwitz. Ila Helarova, 13 years old, perished at Auschwitz. Hannes Hackenberg, 14 years old. Peter Fischl, 15 years old. Marika Friedmanova, 12 years old. František Bass, 14 years old, perished at Auschwitz. Dita Valentikova, 13 years old. Nina Lenderova, 14 years old, perished at Auschwitz. Hansa Kosik.
Hansa?
Ryan, don't turn or move.
Hansa, where are you?
Don't move! Here, on the other side of the wall. Don't move, don't. Just listen. I have a number in this transport.
No!
Please, don't turn, don't move. I have a number in. I must report.
No!
But the news is good.
What do you mean?
The war is coming to an end.
Hansa, no!
Things are going bad for the Nazis. Something will happen before long. Raya, please listen.
Hansa, where are you? I'm coming with you!
You can't! It's too late. You must wait here.
I cannot. Where are you?
No. You must wait. For me.
Hansa, I cannot live waiting. Please, please, where are you? Where are you?
I'm with you. Wherever you are. Raya, listen.
I'm listening.
I have something I never told you about. About the poem. I wrote one too. For the contest, remember?
You never handed it in.
It was supposed to be about a memory. Only, it's about you.
You never told me.
I'll leave it here. Under the post near the corner. Read it sometime. But don't laugh. You left once at the other poem. Remember?
I remember.
When you read this.
I won't laugh. I won't. I promise. Hansa.
Don't come out here. The guards. Just stay there. Stay there and wait. Goodbye.
Hansa. Hansa! Goodbye. Memory, come tell a fairy tale about my girl who's lost and gone. Tell about the golden grail, and bid the swallow bring her back to me. Fly close to her and ask her soft and low if she thinks of me sometimes with love. If she is well, ask too before you go if I am still her dearest precious dove. And hurry back, don't lose your way, so I can think of other things.
But you were too lovely, perhaps, to stay. I loved you once. Goodbye, my love.
Goodbye. It was the motto of Terrace. It should have been written over the entrance instead of the lie that greeted newcomers. Work makes us free. It was goodbye, not work, that made us free. It was the one thing we knew would never change. Goodbye. 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 It freed us all. What was there to fear when you had said goodbye to everyone you ever loved?
Raya Englanderova, you know by now my number, 102866, was called. When you come to school today, you will see that I have gone. You will have questions, but I will answer them before you ask. Once I saw an old Bible picture. Satan was about to pierce the saint through with his lance. And the saint was sitting there comfortably, as if it had nothing to do with him. I used to think medieval painters were incapable of presenting feelings such as fear, astonishment, or pain. So it looked as if the saints had shown no interest in their own martyrdom. I understand them better now. What could they do? I wrapped up the rest of the pictures and poems in my shawl. See that these are buried with the rest, somewhere. And remember what they mean to all of us. I have nothing else to give you but this, what you and all the children have made of Terrace. The fields, the flowers, and all the butterflies. Goodbye.
Irina Sinkova, perished at Auschwitz, January 28th, 1945. And I have survived. Mother, father, Pavel, Urka, Zenka, Hansa, Irina too, in the end, perished at Auschwitz. And I, Raya Englanderova, after the liberation, returned to Prague. Alone. Alone.
For 7 weeks, I've lived in here, penned up inside this ghetto. But I have found my people here.
Now you are not alone, and you must not be afraid.
We will return. You will see somehow. We will return.
I missed Daddy yesterday, but I didn't give in to my sadness.
Some Polish children are coming. We're making toys and little bags and nets for them.
I went to look for Zdenka yesterday. She cried and laughed at the same time. She was so happy to see someone before she left. I believe in life. And Pavel, now you are not alone. You must not be afraid.
Yes, I can marry you if you wish to go to Geza.
I never understood until my father, dying, told me, "You're a good boy, Hansa. You are afraid, but you're not a coward."
Somehow, one of us is sure to survive. One of us will teach the children how to sing again, to write on paper with a pencil, to do sums, to draw.
He doesn't know the world at all. He who stays in his nest and doesn't go out. He who doesn't know what birds know best, nor what I want to sing about, that the world is full of loveliness.
Ryan, I'm with you, wherever you are.
As they walk through the Valley of Sorrow, they make it a place of springs.
I have nothing else to give you but this. The fields, the flowers, and all the butterflies. Mother, Father, Pavel, Urka, I hear you. Hansa, I hear, and I remember. Irina, I taught the children. My name is Ryan. I am a Jew, and I survived Terezi. Not alone, and not afraid.
Telling us that 3 women and 8 men were executed as they worshiped here at the synagogue behind me. There is a piercing silence this morning, a bit of a misting rain, and flowers that have been placed just underneath the crime scene tape. The massacre here at Squirrel Hill is going to be prosecuted as a hate crime.
There is a developing hostage situation at a synagogue near Fort Worth, Texas.
More than 100 graves damaged or overturned in the Jewish cemetery in Philadelphia.
A SWAT team enters, discovering a scene of unimaginable horror. 11 people, 3 women, and 8 men dead.
People have to stop the hate here. We feel unsafe.
It's getting extreme and getting more frequent.
Jews will not replace us! Jews